I am very pleased to see you on my channel. Your support in the form of likes, subscriptions, and comments means a lot to me and motivates me to create new content. I hope everyone enjoys watching it. I have a large family consisting of 2 sons, a daughter, and myself. I've been married for so long that I don't remember exactly when we met anymore. Life goes on at a measured pace, allowing me to do my favorite things that I didn't have time for when I was younger. Now I finally have that opportunity, but that's not what I want to talk about now. My eldest son, who is the pride of our family, recently met a girl at university and decided to marry her. The other day he called and said that he would bring his bride to us. Naturally, this news made the whole family happy. My wife prepared a huge amount of food as if we were expecting a dozen guests. I chuckled softly to myself, not wanting to interfere, and looked forward to the upcoming event. When they arrived, I met them at the train station and took the opportunity to get to know my son's girlfriend. She turned out to be pleasant not only in appearance, but also in character, sweet, decent, radiating positive energy. All the way home, she told stories from her studies and how she and her son met for the first time. All in all, a pleasant girl. Once back home, we put our stuff in our rooms. Sarah, that was my daughter-in-law's name, quickly started unpacking gifts from her suitcase for everyone. Finally, we arrived at the gathering. We had a delicious meal, talked about life with my son, and learned how he was doing in an unfamiliar city. He is quite independent, though, so my wife and I were not worried. He won't be lost in the world. My wife bombarded my sister-in-law with questions, not giving her a moment's respite. While the women were busy, I persuaded my son to come with me to a specially heated sauna. Despite his strength, my son could not withstand the intense heat of the sauna for long and returned home, leaving me to steam alone. Nevertheless, I wasn't too worried and kept calling for David until I heard the door creak softly. On reflection, I wondered if my son had returned and decided to extend his stay in the steam room. However, that was not the case. Turning toward the door, I saw Sarah wrapped in a towel. She timidly lowered her gaze and asked if she could join the steam room session. Being unfamiliar with such an experience, she expressed curiosity to give it a try. It's hard to say no to a daughter-in-law, so I simply nodded in agreement. Sarah entered the bathroom and settled herself on one of the benches. "It's pretty warm in here," she remarked. "Well, it should be considering it's a steam room," I grinned back. Sarah nodded and, to my surprise, removed her towel. Underneath, she was wearing a revealing swimsuit, which left me mildly perplexed as I admired the graceful contours of her body. "Would you help me wash up?" she asked, and I agreed. I found it hard to take my eyes off her embossed shoulders and slim waist as I helped her, and it wasn't the steam that made me feel warm. Then we moved to the anteroom, rinsed with cool water, and her bathing suit clung to her body. Unconsciously, I found myself beside her, pulling her closer. The touch of my hands on her waist felt natural, and I hesitated to let them go. Sarah seemed hesitant at first, but then she suddenly moved closer to me. That's how it happened. It was a little embarrassing in front of my son, but if I could turn back time, I wouldn't change my mind.